Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Football Fallout. This is the start, sit advice plus the touchdown predictions for wide receivers. Before we get rolling, I always ask for 2 seconds of your time for 2 clicks, a like and a subscribe. The more you help us grow, the more features we get unlocked to make these videos better, so we could use your support. But let's dig in. Thursday Night Football. Look, this matchup favors the Chargers wide receivers. The Oakland secondary is having a tough time stopping anything. I love Keenan Allen this week. I think he gets in the end zone once, possibly twice. If he does not get in the end zone twice, I would say the next touchdown would probably fall towards Mike Williams. I like this matchup for Mike Williams. He's definitely a start for me. And we do tight ends in another section, but I also think Hunter Henry. So I like this passing offense basically to get 3 touchdowns. One's going to Keenan Allen, possibly 2, and then I think at least 1 will go to these other guys. For Oakland, I think Tyrell Williams is a start every week. He really changes this offense. I actually picked up Hunter Renfrow on my fantasy team. I think everybody out there should be looking at him too. I don't love the matchup this week, but he's got in the end zone 2 games in a row. I do like it. But against this Chargers team, I think the Oakland Raiders are going to be more focused on the run. Tyrell Williams is the start. I think he gets a touchdown. I'm not sure about anybody else at the wide receiver position there. Arizona versus Tampa Bay. I do think that Larry Fitzgerald and Christian Kirk are both starts. I think 1 touchdown, possibly 2 touchdowns between them. So, like I said, both are starts. Both will get the catches and the yards to warrant the start. I think 2 touchdowns will go between the 2 of them, so it's either 2 for 1 or 1 and 1. So there you go. Tampa Bay, I think Jameis Winston's going to have a really nice game. Mike Evans, I think, gets in the end zone twice this week, and I think Godwin gets in the end zone once. So I think Jameis Winston throws for 3, possibly even 4 touchdowns. It'll be a high-scoring game, so I feel very comfortable starting the 2 of them, but I don't start Perriman and I don't start Bird for Arizona. Atlanta versus New Orleans. Look, I think New Orleans will win this game comfortably, but Atlanta can score. I think Julio Jones is a definite play, and I do think he scores even against Lattimore, assuming those 2 lock up. And I like Calvin Ridley as a start. I don't think he gets in the end zone, but I think he gets enough catches and yards to play. New Orleans, I like Mike Thomas. I think he gets in the end zone twice. I think that Ted Ginn could potentially get in the end zone, but I think that's more of a receptions yards game for Mr. Ginn there. Baltimore versus Cincinnati. Look, Marquise Goodwin, his projection's fairly low, but it's only a matter of time before he's healthy and he gets a deep pass. I like Lamar Jackson's projection, so I'm a little bit more bullish on Marquise Goodwin to exceed these expectations. I think he'll get something done. For Cincinnati, with Finley playing quarterback, you don't really know what to do. I would say from a projection point of view, A.J. Green and Tyler Boyd are plays and potentially both touchdown candidates. But this quarterback situation, I don't like it. The Baltimore defense is better. Maybe they'll get some garbage yards or something at the end of the game. I really just don't like the projection there. My computers like Boyd and Green, assuming Green plays. If Green doesn't play, by the way, it would be Boyd and Tate. But yeah, I just don't like it. Sorry, Cincy fans. Buffalo versus Cleveland. I think John Brown's a play, but I do not think John Brown scores. Interestingly, I think Cole Beasley gets in the end zone twice. That's what my computers are telling me. Josh Allen seems to be throwing more to Cole Beasley. I like the chemistry that's starting to develop there. I know they have some other guys, but those are the 2 ones I'm focusing on. And then you got Devin Singletary now out of the backfield. Don't forget that. Cleveland, you know what? At some point, Odell Beckham has to score, right? I mean, I know he has a touchdown. Jarvis Landry. These are both sits for me. It's a tough Buffalo defense. Odell Beckham, I'd start. Jarvis Landry, I wouldn't. And I don't have either projected to get in the end zone, but there you have it. Carolina versus Green Bay. Let's see here. I actually like DJ Moore this week. I don't think he gets in the end zone, but I think he can get you some nice yardage. Let's see. For Green Bay, Devontae Adams is a start, and the other Green Bay Packers receivers, nobody's really showing up. So Devontae Adams, I think, is a start, and he will get in the end zone. Detroit, once, by the way, for Devontae Adams. Detroit versus Chicago. Tough game, but Matt Stafford, I think, will get 2 touchdowns. I think 1 goes to Golladay, and I think 1 goes to Marvin Jones, so both are starts for me. For Chicago, I think you can start Allen Robinson because he's the only reliable offensive weapon at this point. You can make a case for David Montgomery, too, but Allen Robinson, I guess, in the passing game is the only reliable option at this point. So I like him. I think he gets in the end zone. But it's going to be a weird game for Chicago. We got to see what this offense is going to do. Kansas City, a lot hinges on whether or not Patrick Mahomes plays. I think he will play. I like the matchup for Kansas City against Tennessee receiver-wise. Tyreek Hill is a definite play for me. I think he gets in twice. assuming Patrick Mahomes is playing. And Sammy Watkins is a start, but I don't think he gets in the end zone. For Tennessee, I don't like A.J. Brown or Corey Davis this week. I think that the touchdown's probably going to go more towards the running back. I think maybe tight ends. I don't love them. I wouldn't risk playing them. Daily fantasy, maybe I cycle Corey Davis through, but I don't really like either one of these really that much. The Giants versus the Jets. Let's see here. If Sterling Shepard plays, I like him to get in the end zone, believe it or not. And I think Golden Tate's worth a play. And I also like Darius Slay as well, potentially to get in the end zone as well. I said this in another episode somewhere, but we haven't seen the Giants at full strength yet the entire season in terms of skill position. So it'll be interesting to see if Shepard's in there and they have their full complement of wide receivers and running backs and so on. The Jets, I got to say, Robbie Anderson is a fringe start based on yardage. It's a good matchup against the Giants secondary. I think Jamison Crowder is the better wide receiver to start and the more likely to score a touchdown this week. Miami versus Indianapolis. I don't like, Preston Williams is out now. Devontae Parker's it. So you can make the argument that just based on volume and necessity, Devontae Parker's worth the pickup and worth the start. To me, that's a daily fantasy type play, not something I would do with my fantasy football team. For Indianapolis, it's really Zach Pascal. You got Chester Rogers. T.Y. Hilton's going to be out. I think Pascal's the start there and probably the guy that catches the touchdown. But I think it's also going to be a lot of tight ends there, so be on the lookout. Rams versus the Steelers. I do not like Cooks. I think Robert Woods is a fringe start, and I think Cooper Kupp gets in the end zone this week. So I like that. For Pittsburgh, I think Juju Smith-Schuster is a fringe start this week, but I think most of the passing game is going to be routed through tight ends and receivers this week against the Rams. So Smith-Schuster, I don't have him as a touchdown candidate, but enough catches and yards to play. Minnesota versus Dallas, it looks like Thielen will not play. If he plays, he's a start for me. If he does not play, he's not a start for me. Stephon Diggs, I think he can start either way. I don't think he gets in the end zone. By the way, I don't know that Thielen gets in the end zone either. But, I do think Cousins will get at least one touchdown pass, and it will likely go to one of those two receivers, although it could easily go to Dalvin Cook. For Dallas, I do like Amari Cooper to get in the end zone once. I actually have Michael Gallup getting in the end zone once. And even Randall Cobb might be a fringe start, not an end zone candidate, not a touchdown candidate for me, but catches and yards candidate. Monday Night Football, big game, Seattle versus San Francisco. I like Lockett. I think he gets in the end zone. DK Metcalf, I do not think he gets in the end zone this week, but I do think he's kind of a fringe start. For San Francisco, I do like Emmanuel Sanders at this point every week. I don't have a great projection on him, but I think he's going to excel in this offense. He's already being utilized quite a bit. Garoppolo likes throwing to him. So I do like Emmanuel Sanders. And I'm going to say this. I think Emmanuel Sanders gets in the end zone. Also, Deebo Samuel, very kind of like a fringe start to me. I think he will. I doubt he'll get in the end zone, but I think he could be a fringe start. So there you go. That takes me through the wide receivers. I also do quarterbacks, running backs, and tight ends. So keep an eye out for another episode there. Also, if you want to get my full daily fantasy analytics, they're completely free. Just follow me on Twitter. I'm at TFS_Sean. You can also send me an email, functionalsportsaholic@gmail.com, and I will send them your way. It's all gravy, baby. I don't know why I said that. That was stupid, but it's all good. So we'll catch you on another episode. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.